Hello and welcome back to my channel, Jamie Friend Colors. I am Jamie and today we are continuing on in our mini series of fantasy skin tones, and today we are going to make this beautiful mermaid from Jasmine Beckett Griffith's mermaid book, Blue. We're going to make her blue. So I've pulled our colors right here and we will go through them step by step. Everything will be in the description box down below, as well as somewhere on the screen as we go along. So let's get started. Our first color is Powder Blue 1087, and we're just going to put a thin light coat of this all over her skin. Circular motions, light pressure. It's so light that it's probably not even showing up on your screen, but it's just a nice base coat to lay everything else on and then to blend with later. So we did red last week, so if you haven't seen that, go look for it. I was thinking about this. Why would you need fantasy skin tone colors? But I think they're important. For one, I think it shows that you can do skin with any color, and it's more about the shading than the actual color you're using. And two, there are things out there, like maybe you need to color a Smurf. Maybe it's very important that you color this Smurf. Well, now you'll have a blue skin tone to color this Smurf. So just take the practice and the colors that I'm using and transfer them over to your Smurf. Last week was red. That could be used for a devil or a really bad sunburn. Yep. So if you need to color a devil or a girl or a boy with a very bad sunburn, you will have that tutorial to work from. Orange, which I think is coming next week. Yes, it is. And Oompa Loompa. Yes. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Oompa Loompa. Then you will need to know how to color orange skin. Green. Green skin. I think we've already done green skin at this point. What about people from the Emerald City in Wizard of Oz? Don't they have green skin? Green. Purple. The girl in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, she turns purple when she chews that. I think it's the gum. Isn't it the gum? She chews that gum, she turns into a blueberry. Kind of purpley. So these colors will be useful to you in these practices of coloring. Okay, so that's that light blue. I don't know. I think we'll probably stick with just her neck and up. This is a little bit bigger of a mermaid than we've worked on before, and I don't want this tutorial to be forever, but you can apply whatever I do to her face and her neck down the rest of her body. Okay, so our next color is True Blue 903. Let's start putting in those shadows. So there we go. Let's go around her eye. So we want to keep the lightest highlights. You don't want to cover them up. But everywhere else we're going to want to put this blue. Okay. Up. I'm not applying any pressure as of yet, keeping it very light-handed. It's as much as I can zoom in right now. I hope you can see that this is messy. I'm not being perfect or perfectly clean about it. It's a little bit messy. And that's okay. You can go slower. You don't have to work as fast as I'm working, because you're doing it for yourself in your relaxation time. When you're done with work or kids have gone to bed. Whatever your day consists of. We all have those stresses in our life, and coloring is just a great way to let go of some of that. So this is for fun. All right, let's bring some of that blue down. Okay. Keeping that highlight on her cheeks, and we want a little highlight on her nose and under her eyebrows. And let's take this up. I always think, be honest, sometimes I think the forehead is the hardest part because it's such a big open space. And sometimes it can be a challenge to decide how far to bring those shadows down, but it also doesn't matter too much. It all kind of works itself out. Come across her eyebrow. Kind of leave the center of her forehead light. And then down her nose, we want to keep it fairly light. Put a little bit there. Okay, then let's do her neck. So her neck is going to be fairly dark because her face, her head, is going to cast a shadow. So I think with this color, let's just go ahead and fill it in. Okay. All right, so that was True Blue. Then we want to go to, I've chosen Denim Blue, 1101. We want to go right over the top of that True Blue and just don't bring it out as far. So in the crease of her eye. See that? This is a little bit of a cooler blue than the last one. Which I just mean when I say cooler or warmer, just on your color wheel. This blue is closer to purple than it is to green. So it's a little cooler. I think that, I like that. I think that gives it a nice depth. Okay. Going across her bridge of her nose there. And around her nose. And then right up under her nose. Her nose is going to cast a little bit of a shadow. eye. And let's go underneath the eye. Our power went out today for a little while. I was going to film this earlier when the kids are downstairs and the power went out. My poor son, the autistic one, he waits all morning to have his pad, his iPad. He tries really hard to be good all morning so that he can get it after lunch. And as soon as he got it today, the power went out, which meant the internet went out, which meant there was no PBS Kids or Disney Junior on his pad or Netflix, and it was a very trying time for all of us because he wants me to fix it and I can't fix it, and he's having a meltdown, and oh goodness. Ugh, meltdowns are hard. I mean, kids throw tantrums, or typical children throw tantrums, but it's just different. Like, they throw a tantrum, you put them in the corner, face the wall for a while, or put them in their room for a few minutes, and they'll kind of figure it out and calm down and, you know, figure it out. Oh, not an autistic child. They can hold on to something forever. Forever. So oh my goodness, it was rough. Wore us all out. But we made it. Power came back on. He got to keep his pad later into the day to make up for it. Mostly because the battery didn't die as quick because he wasn't using it, so. And he's so good. He knows that he knows that he's caused a problem and it's hard. And he was sorry. He told me he was sorry, and he got sorry. I'm so sorry. He knows that he didn't do very good, and I just can't control it when it's happening. And we're all very frustrated, and it's rough. Alright, so I'm just taking this across the jewelry there and on both sides of her neck, and I'm kind of leaving a lighter spot. Alright, so far so good. Then let's go to our Copenhagen, which is 906. We're going to go right over the top of the denim, and then just don't bring it out as far. Keep that shadow tighter. Into that crease of her eye. Okay. And we can fade out with other colors or lighter colors later as we go back. So if you feel like it needs to come out farther or whatever, don't be afraid, because you can fade it back out with your lighter colors as we go the other direction later. Okay, let's take this right up against the eyebrow there. Okay. Now we need to take it down the nose. side of the nose, right under the nose, maybe right across the top of the nose, right there. Okay. Crease in this eye. Right underneath her lip, and then on both sides of her lip. Okay, we're not gonna add any more darkness to her chin there. We are gonna take this down on her neck. Across the top of the jewelry, neck there. Okay. Then we're gonna go with Indigo, which is 901. This is gonna add quite a bit of dark. So let's right in that eyelashes. Right across nose there. The crease of her eye. Okay. See the difference there between those two sides? Just come down the side. That side. And then let's get right in those eyelashes. I'll darken that. And the crease of her eye. And down. Okay, now we're gonna work. Let's go right under her nose. And on her neck here, right underneath. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna start working the other way, which will start to blend it out, and we can also bring some of that color out a little further. So let's go back to the Copenhagen. We're just gonna go right over the indigo, fade it out a little bit. I'm still not adding pressure. Okay, then let's go to the denim. Go right over the top of the Copenhagen and out a little further. And I am pulling these colors out a little further than we did the first time. But light pressure. Open your forehead. Okay, then True Blue. Oh, I have hair. Okay. So still no pressure, but pulling that color out a little bit. Filling in some more. Okay. Now we need to go in with our powder blue. This is where we're going to start applying a little bit more pressure. Let's start on her neck, I think. So this time I'm adding a little more pressure, going in circles. You're going to see that color start to blend together. So nice how Prismas work. I just feel like you don't have to add too much pressure, just a little bit of pressure, and it's blending really well. Starting to come together. Look how much that changes the color. Isn't that interesting? Just by blending those colors together. Okay, let's go. Okay, that looks really good. Okay, let's come up here. Clean off my pencil a little bit. Okay, let's start right in by this eye. Okay, so we're gonna blend right into this highlighted part of her face. We're just gonna keep that circle, that pressure. We're just gonna pull all the colors around it into that space. Okay, see that? So pretty. Okay, let's go around her mouth. So we've got this really dark shadow up next to her nose. And it gets fairly light right above her lip. And it should be darker underneath. My goodness, love it. All right, it's just so nice to watch it all come together. All right, let's go on her nose. Got a highlight on her nose. Okay, and I keep rotating my pencil, trying to keep somewhat of a point on my pencil. I'm about ready to sharpen it. Again though, it's getting fairly dull. Okay, same on this cheek. We're just gonna keep going around, circular motions, pulling those colors and fading them in. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and sharpen my pencil before we do Okay, let's go ahead and pull some of this color up underneath her eyebrows. Okay. And on this side. And then down on the eyelid as well. And then on her waterline. Okay, now her forehead. We'll start in the darkest spots and work our way into the center. Blend, 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 blend. Blending that color out. My kids are in bed. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do after this. Watch TV or play a game, video game, color some more while I watch TV. I don't know. Pull out a new picture for myself. Alright, we're getting into the lightest spot here. So we're just gonna keep blending in. Let's come down on that nose. And kind of lighten up on the pressure when we get to the center. Okay. Look at that. Now I think I do want to add some Gamsol to her. Let me see if I can zoom in and show you a little bit. Hang on. Okay, I was able to zoom in a little further. In order for me to get this close, I do have to move my tripod closer, so now I have to not hit it with my head. So I have a paper stump here that I'm just sanding a little bit because I'm not sure what color I used with it before. Okay. So the paper stump, you can use it either dry or with some Gamsol. So, sorry I'm yelling. I feel like I'm yelling. So dry, it works pretty good. You're just kind of burnishing with it. So pushing the tooth of the paper down so that that pencil can work its way into all the little grooves. Even that is shining it up pretty good. We might not even need Gamsol. Gamsol is just a brand of odorless mineral spirits, which you can find in an art store. There's other brands. I know there's Mona Lisa, but it's just a solvent. And it helps break down kind of the wax of the pencil, so you can move it around a little more. And so that's a good option if you have pain in your hands and you can't do the pressure. Using a little Gamsol might help so that you don't have to apply so much pressure. And I think on the red face, yeah, on the red face I did use a paper stump and Gamsol. So if you want to see that technique, you can go look at that video. I think I'm just going to press on this one and not use the Gamsol. Using just Gamsol and not pressure, you're also not pressing down the tooth of the paper, and you can add more layers on top. You can still add a little bit on top after I'm done, but not nearly as much because we've pushed down the tooth of the paper. So we'll be able to add a little bit. But if we just used Gamsol and didn't press the tooth of the paper in, we'd be able to add more pencil on top. So that might be a help you decide which technique you want to use, is how much more pencil do you want to put on top. Where we pretty much have all the pencil down we want. We're going to add a little bit, but not a ton. So, oh, I feel like I'm losing my voice. Okay, let's. Okay, now let's go down on her neck. Okay, I think that is well blended. Zoom you out a little bit so you're not quite so close. Okay, now we're going to add just a little bit of black. No, not that color. Where'd it go? There it is, black. And the reason I did not put the black on before we blended or worked our way down is because I don't want the black to muddy up the blue. I only want the black where I put it, and I don't want it traveling or mixing in with stuff I don't want it to. So that's why I didn't put it in before. So we're going to come in and just darken right up against her crease of her eye, right? Okay. See how that kind of darkened it up? Go right in here. I don't use black very often, but the black is good with the blue, I think. And then right in her hairline, right here. Okay. See how that just added just a little bit of depth to her hairline right there and in her eye. So let's do it over here. I'm not pressing. This black is just gliding on because I do not want a stark line. So I'm just barely touching it to the paper. That. Okay, and then I'm going to put just a little bit right under her nose. Right under her lip. And then right under her chin. See that? All right, I'm going to take just a little bit of indigo right around her nose here. I just feel like we lost some depth there. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think she looks beautiful. So that is a blue skin tone. She's very pretty, I think. I think she'll look great when I do the rest of her. So yes, I think that will be the end for this tutorial, and I hope you can just see that we gave her a lot of shape and dimension to her face without using typical skin tones, and so you don't need to be worried about if you're using the right color. It's more about where you're putting your darks and your lights. And I will see you guys next time. I hope you find time to relax and enjoy yourself and enjoy a little coloring and relaxation. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. We didn't do the lips. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do this. Let's take indigo and put it in the corners of her mouth, along the bottom, and then along the top of the bottom lip, it's good. Okay, and then the corners. Okay, then take powder blue, right over the top of it. Pretty, pretty. There, she's got some lips. Perfect. Bye-bye.